Now, have you ever slept in a pool of milk? Now, I'm talking a full-on lake of milk. Now, this has happened to my sister multiple times, but this one time, I discovered it, and it was streaming out to the door. My two other sisters, Bella and Emma, run in. They took one look at this and then ran straight back out. I thought they were going to get a kayak so I could actually get to her bed where the wipes were to try and tackle this thing from both sides. It was crazy. But they didn't come back. So what I had to do was I had to parkour from one side of the room to the other to get to the wipes, throw them back to my mum, and tackle this thing from both sides. Weirdest thing is, I was having fun the entire time. You may have some questions. You see, my sister was born with an undiagnosed syndrome. At birth, had a diaphragmatic hernia, has gut dysmotility, and is fed with a tube into her stomach. And that milk that was everywhere on the floor, it wasn't milk. It was her sticky white feed that ran from a bag into her stomach 24/7. And because of Charlotte, every day I have to fill up this feed. I have to do up to 16 medications a day, and I, on multiple occasions, have even had to resuscitate her. But also thanks to Charlotte, which I've been looking after since the age of 6, I have learnt skills and strategies to survive and thrive under pressure. My first primary strategy is choose your attitude. An example of this, staying on sticky situations. Due to Charlotte's gut dysmotility, she vomits 2 to 3 times a day. And you have no idea how good my reflexes are, because I've tried to grab a vomit bag and stick it to her face. Obviously, though, there's those times that I miss. And we are the ones that do have to clean it up. But rather than thinking about just cleaning up this horrible, disgusting mess, I choose my attitude. I could maybe put music on in the background. I could make jokes with the people around me. I could maybe even put your favorite TV show on your device which you have, as long as you're not like me and just stare into it like a black void. Mentally, you can think about something you enjoy, thinking about maybe your next makeup accessory, your next fitness routine, something you find fun. For me, maybe a bit strange, but I'm thinking about a design for a plane I'm hoping to build in the future. And also, you may have a very bad deal in this situation, but it's very unlikely you have the worst. For my situation, I may have to clean up this vomit 2 to 3 times a day, but if I was to choose between that or vomiting 2 to 3 times a day and feeling sick enough to vomit 2 to 3 times a day, I would definitely clean it up. My second primary strategy is seize the day. Like, after you clean up this vomit, you go out into the kitchen, there's still that atmosphere, that fun atmosphere. Charlotte's feeling better now, and she's out there dancing with you. And you have 2 choices. You can either continue dancing, or you can fall face first onto your bed, miserable as anything, and feeling sorry for yourself because of the thing you just cleaned up. Now, to keep on dancing and having fun is what my family has taken to heart. It's called seizing the day. Another example of this is Charlotte's in hospital. She is sick as anything. And then we were sitting there miserable. But then what I suggested is that we actually make jokes, we have fun, we put music on. We had some board games in the room, we could play them. And then the clown doctors or the starlight captains walk by. We bring them in. They give us Uno cards, we can play Uno. We can honk their little red nose. Maybe even when Charlotte's feeling well enough, we could take her out on day trips and even maybe go to Rottnest, her favourite place in the world. Now, my third primary strategy is self-regulate. For instance, it was one of those weeks where the teachers just got in their little cave and put stuff into the cauldron, and then from the fumes you could just see your face appear, and they just pointed, said, "That kid's gonna have the worst week ever." They gave you assignments day after day after day. They gave you tests every day. It was the Thursday of this week, and I was just over it. So what I chose to do was, after finishing my assignments half-heartedly, I sat down and decided to play some Minecraft. But then my mum, an ex-principal grammar teacher, wanted to go through my work with me. Yeah. And I just exploded. I went on a full-on Godzilla rampage out of the room, destroying half the stuff on the way. And when I got in there, it didn't stop. I destroyed almost everything. I just missed my HASS assignment. And I even kicked my bed, and I had no shoes on. It really hurt. But after everything was destroyed, I stopped, and I kind of was forced into reflection. And I realized that there's been this stuff building up, these assignments building up, and I had that on top of the stuff with Charlotte, and you can imagine that my time can get pretty full. But what I did is I went out to my mum, very sheepishly, and I apologized. "Sorry, Mum." And I asked if we could maybe lessen my stuff with Charlotte, which I have to do every night, make it slightly easier for that week so I can get through the week. And I communicated my feelings. I'm just a normal teenager. I have no more needs, no more wants, no more responsibilities. But this environment I've been living in since the age of 6 has taught me to grow these skills and strategies. What I've done is I've chosen my attitude, I've seized the day, and I've self-regulated. I challenge you to put these into your everyday lives, and I hope you see the same success as I do. Thank you.